Yeah, Scott. Do you support an amendment to the Constitution to limit term limits, to set term limits for Congress?
Absolutely. It's not only do I support it, it's the primary thing I think we need to focus on right now. Is if we make that our primary objective to elect candidates who favor term limits, and as soon as they're sworn into office, we say, okay, let's hurry up and do term limits before we change our mind, because the system is corrupt, and no one is above it. I'm not above it. That's why I'm running for the U.S. Senate and not City Council. If I run for City Council, by the time I get to U.S. Senate, I may not want to change it anymore. But right now I do, and an awful lot of other people do too. If we can get enough of them elected at one time to say, all right, real quick, let's do term limits and get it done. And then maybe in the next election, or maybe even still with the same bunch, we could say, okay, now let's real quick get rid of congressional pensions and pass an amendment that makes all congressmen subject to the same laws they pass for everybody else. Because what difference does it make what they legislate if they don't have to live with it?
Yes.
And that's why we are where we are, because we have rulers now as opposed to leaders, as opposed to governors, as opposed to patriots in politics. If we can bring the system back to a place where there's no benefit to staying there forever, and that there may well be a penalty for leaving under the laws that you've created while you were there, maybe we get a better quality of leadership, and do away with an awful lot of lobbyists if there's no campaigns to contribute to after a couple of terms. Then there's not so much need for lobbyists in Washington.
And so would you impose a term limit on yourself even if it does not pass?
Absolutely. As I said, I don't want to be a politician.
Hi, I'm Scott Rupert, independent candidate for Ohio's U.S. Senate, and I approve of this message.